Hello everyone, and welcome to the Havoc 40 Decision Making Bootcamp. If you clicked on this video, it means that you want to learn to make better decisions in your Havoc missions. So first of all, we'll be looking at a Shroudfield Thunderhammer Zealot video that we all know and love in Havoc 40. Now, this specific part, the part 1 of Havoc decision making, this video will be focused on knowing your class, mastering it, because that's where a big part of decision making comes from. So knowing your class and build is essential, absolutely mandatory for you to make the best decisions possible. The Zealot class, specifically in this build, especially the Thunderhammer build, is designed to kill bosses. So whenever you see a boss, your primary mission should be always to focus on killing the boss as fast as possible. So, as we'll see here, I fail to one-shot him because I miss my hammer. And then I hit him with an uncharged hammer, dealing only a quarter of his HP. But what I do next is I disregard my safety in order to kill the first boss, and disregard my safety again in order to kill the second boss. And now, why this is a good decision? Well, if you see here on the bottom left on the cooldowns, you see that I was playing around one of the most iconic Zealot cooldowns, which is a passive that allows you to live even after you've been even after your HP has been reduced to 0. So as you can see, currently it's on cooldown because while I was fighting the bosses, a sniper managed to hit me as I was trying to kill the bosses. But as you can see, during the actual fight, it is ready to be used, and that's why I recklessly continue to swing on the boss, disregarding all the other mobs and shooters that could possibly hit me. And this is very essential to play around and to save this cooldown for the moment that you actually need it, not just waste it on situations that don't really need you to be zealoting, because this is what being a zealot is all about. It's about recklessly endangering yourself in order to fulfill your mission. And your mission is entirely based on what your build is. So with the Thunderhammer build, obviously your build is about killing the bosses. So whenever you see a boss, you need to be all in on that, killing the boss. So let's see another Zealot video of mine, which is with the Chorus build. So at minute 3, what we can see here is that I hear a pox burster. You hear it as well, the clicking. Now, why this is extremely important in this situation is because my two players, the Ogre and the other Zealot, they're on the bottom floor, which is very cramped. It's like a very close quarter combat zone. And if a boxer enters that zone, he can easily catch both players with his explosion. It's potentially dealing a large amount of health damage to both of them. So what I do is drop down and try to scout out where the boxer is. And as you can see, we actually stopped him from exploding on our team, but because just on time, literally. I don't know if you noticed that. Let me just rewind and show you again. So we drop down. And there's the boxer, did you see? Like literally on the door. As we chorus, he's on the door. There. So we just saved our Ogren and our other Zealot from getting both hit by the boxer and getting possibly downed or dispositioned and stuff like that. Now usually the game, how it's supposed to function is that when the boxer gets hit by your chorus wave, the staggering wave of the chorus, it's supposed to get knocked back and explode, but this specific boxer, it bugs out and it doesn't. So, you know, sometimes that happens. But generally we still saved our Ogren and Zealot from getting exploded there. And the second thing you should be doing while chorusing is you should be looking around, seeing what the situation is, what other specialists and elites are spawned currently, and inform yourself in this way so that you can make future better decisions. So these are the two use cases for your chorus build. Saving your team, possibly endangering yourself, but you have your aura, you have your passive there to keep you alive even if you get reduced to 0 HP. And information gathering. Those are the benefits, the strong sides of Chorus Zealot builds. You need to be protecting your team and information gathering. Now let's look at minute 36. No, wait, there's actually something more I want to show you here. Right. So here I drop down, finish off the boss, because as we know, the Chorus Zealot build that I gave you deals an insane amount of damage to bosses. And then I stand next to this door and stop anything from coming. Now, why this is very good is because the Chorus Zealot, the build with the tack axe specifically that I gave you, it can't really hold hordes of enemies in an open area unless you're using the flamer. But the tack axe is an insanely good weapon for dueling and holding tight entry points like this little zone here. So anything that enters cannot enter because I'm swinging my axe wildly fast. That's one of the perks of this axe. So this is another example of knowing your strengths and weaknesses of your build and class. The strength of this build is that you can take duels with elites and win them very easily. But the weakness is you can't hold huge hordes in wide open areas. So what I do is I catch the tightest entry point of our enclosed area and hold it for our team, killing any elite and specialist trying to enter the zone. Essentially, I'm using the strong points of my build to help my team in the most optimal way. And now on minute 36:42, Ah, yeah. So here we are under this protection of the bubble of the Psyker. Wait, not here actually. This is a bit too soon, so further up. Ah, here. We're under the protection of our Psyker bubble. And then it vanishes because it's getting shot by the enemies. And this means we're all in danger. The Psyker will not be able to create another bubble for a long time. And we have multiple elite shooters gunning us down from the stairs, which are on fire, and we wouldn't be able to go up and kill them even if we wanted to because of the fire. And we're already getting shot, so the chances of us reaching them, even if there wasn't a fire, is very minimal before they gun us down. So this is a great spot to use your chorus and go through the fire in order to stun the gunners. And then, of course, this is Havoc, so the game greets me with a Chaos Spawn and trappers and everything that is around me. But that's fine too, because the Chorus Zealot build is extremely agile, the one with the attack axe that I gave you. So the agility of this build is again something you should keep in mind and use it effectively. Because if you had a slow build with a relic sword, you would probably get caught by the two trappers here that are trying to net me. And even if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to do this long... 3 trappers actually. You wouldn't be able to do this long circle around the map, eventually reaching back to your team, while also aggroing the whole wave of infested, so it's not attacking your team, it's attacking you, and then finally getting back to your, again, strong point, so you're using your agility to kite around the map and kill specialists before this, after you chorused and saved your team from the gunners. And now you're back here with your team, again meeting the gunners that are about to kill your team, but you're meeting them with, again, your specialized build that is agile and great at killing elites in duels, and you can easily dispatch the gunners while surviving and getting back to safety, because your team is no longer in danger of those gunners. So they're not a priority for you. The priority now is the chaos spawns. Giving your team toughness, giving your team enough stagger on the chaos spawn, applying damage to it with your attack axe, because like I said again, the attack axe build does insane damage to bosses. So yeah. Knowing your build and its strong suits and weak sides will allow you to apply the build most effectively, and knowing your class and its cooldowns and general gameplay is what are the things that are gonna give you the best decision making in the game. So now let's look at a different class. Again, one of our videos. So here we are the unyielding, forceful break the line with no dog Arbite build. Now this build is extremely great at staggering. So as you can see here, I see that my Ogryn is stuck behind a huge horde of elites that he has taunted, and he's backed up into a corner. So what do? I instantly knock everything down. See? Everything is down, and now he can exit that area, and I also apply additional stagger with my grenades, killing and staggering again anything that is still alive and kicking there. And here is another trick that you need to know about the Arbite, because this is actually very special. This is one of the very interesting things I learned, and I'm very envious that the Arbite can do this, but the Zealot can't. So here you can see, and you can test this in your game as well, this Trapper actually successfully fires his net. See? He fired his net. If I was an Ogryn doing my bull rush against this Trapper, the net would catch me. If I was a Zealot doing my rush against this Trapper, the net would catch me. But for some reason, Fat Shark made the charge of the Arbite to make you immune to the Trapper net. I do not know why only the Arbite charge is immune to the Trapper net, but this is an extremely niche and important knowledge to know about the Arbite. Whenever you're using a build with the break the line compatibility that allows you to charge, you need to know that you can actually become immune to Trapper nets using it. Because this again will allow you to have better decision making, better tanking in your games, because as an Arbite you're a tank, you're supposed to protect your team, and better survivability for yourself as well. And here, just in a few minutes, you can also see somewhere around here. You can also see that I'm again utilizing my grenades, which apply stagger and damage to everything. Again, I see the Ogryn is out of position. He's the only one backed up into a corner. Well, we can't really say he's out of position. Perhaps he's in that position because he made room for us to escape. So let's look at it the positive way. So he made room for us to escape, and we escaped, but now he's stuck in a corner with elites and a boss. I obviously can't go back in, that would be stupid, that would waste his efforts of allowing us to escape. So what I instead do is I use my grenades to apply stagger to the boss and everything around the Ogryn and allow him to escape, while at the same time killing the mobs. And here, this is again something very important to know. You need to be able to use your environment to your advantage. So this fire, it hurts you, yeah, but it also hurts the enemies. So by using my combat ability to knock all of these elites back into the fire, I'm making them take burn damage from the fire, which, as we all know, fire does a lot of damage to us, and it also does a lot of damage to the enemies. So, knowing these things and utilizing your environment is extremely important. You can do the same thing with the Chorus Zealot, by making the enemies get stunned in the fire, or you can even pop your flame grenade from the Zealot and then use your Chorus and make them take burn damage that way from your flame grenade, using your Chorus by stunning them inside your flame grenade and stuff like that. So these are important niche, very small details that are often missed, but can help you to make great decisions and clutch your games. Now let's see. We saw this. We saw this. Okay. So it's time for the vet. So this is a build that I haven't yet released from the veteran, but I'm gonna release it soon. So this build has a smoke grenade, and a bolter, and this ability, I keep forgetting what the name is, which a veteran ability which allows you to deal increased damage to enemies and also have them marked so you can see them clearly on your screen. So what is important to see here is that I am going to be shooting at the enemies that my team can't handle, while also providing with the smoke grenade defense against the same enemies for my team. And what is important to always do is to know your strengths and weaknesses, like we've all been talking throughout this whole video. So here you can see me shooting at the different shooters while protecting my team with the smoke grenades. And this is what the build excels at: killing shooters, creating smoke, so my team can fight the melee units while being protected from the ranged ones, while also waiting for me to dispose of the ranged units. And here you can see that the captain arrives and his shield is stopping me from killing the boxer that is coming. Now what you can do is risk it and try and push the boxer, but there are many things that can go wrong with that. Sometimes the interaction between pushing a boxer who is also in kinda inside or around Captain's shield can make the boxer immune to your pushes, and then the boxer will explode and kill you. So knowing your limits and strengths of the build is again something that you can see here. I know that I'm not the best person to handle a captain and a boxer. My zealot is a much more qualified person to do this than I am. So what do? I try and kill it ranged, but I can't because of the captain shield. And what I do is I throw a smoke grenade so that any kind of ranged damage is stopped from reaching my team, and then I just dip and run away and let my team handle the boxer. And it dies from the Psyker, who can deal with it very easily again because his flame staff can push away the boxer from very far away. So this is, I think, the end of this video. I showed you how important it is to know the strong sides and weak sides of your build, and to always play around your strong sides, and when you have a weak side coming, due to the zone you're playing in currently, like wide area or closed area or whatever, or certain type of enemy that your build can't handle or your class can't handle, that's where you just dip. You let your team shine while you try and look for the next place or situation where you can utilize your build the most effectively. You should almost always avoid trying to do something that your build is weak at doing. That's why you have 3 other teammates, and that's why you have multiple builds. You're supposed to look at your team during the party selection or during the loading time of the mission. Check out their builds and apply the build that best complements them, the one that fills their weaknesses, and the one that has its weaknesses covered by your team. And your team is something we're gonna be talking about in the next video, because knowing what other classes do best and excel at is also another extremely, even more important factor that you should be aware of in order to make the best decisions. Like knowing what other classes do best, so you know when it's time to allow your teammate to shine, instead of trying to take the spotlight and doing something your class or build is weak at. And that's what we're going to be talking in the next video, which is knowing what your teammate does. See you in the next video.